Alright, is it recording? There we go. Alright, what's going on YouTube? This week has been just, honestly, I don't even know what to say. I mean, it doesn't even feel like it's been 2 weeks, honestly. It's been feeling like a month. But that's because I've been doing my best to get better at prioritizing every single second of the day. Of course, I'm not perfect, I make mistakes. But I'm not defined by the mistakes I made. I'm defined by how well I get back up or how fast I learn from those mistakes, if that makes sense. So anyway, I want to keep this message super short and punchy. I want to talk about something that's happening on my journey. You know, I have been learning so many things, and I've tried to be as open as I can and embracing so many opportunities that come into my life. And it has been good. It's really been paying off. And that reminds me, there was a video that I actually wanted to talk about today, and I'll talk about the next one after this one. But this is going to sound like hella weird advice, and you'll probably never hear this anywhere else. But it is to make eye contact. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, what the fuck does that even mean? But lately, I've been on a mission to be more open. That's one of the goals I want to have from this year. You know, I know how to get better at my discipline. I know how to get better at improving myself. Those are pillars in my life that I don't really need to place so much emphasis on, because I already have the systems I've built to get better at that. But one thing I struggle with has always been openness. You know, growing up, I kind of faked a lot of confidence. I wasn't very extroverted, but I put on an extroverted mask. But it didn't work. Like, you can't really fake who you are. And I wasn't really me, like, to the core. I tried to show aspects of myself that I liked or wanted to be like, but I was never really me. And that's kind of one of the things I've always wanted to be. And I feel like one of the things that really held me back in life was not being the truest version of myself. Because when I wasn't the truest version of myself, my life was fucking shit. Like, sure, maybe I had a lot of people like me, but deep down, did I really like me? That is something crazy I just admitted to myself, but it's true for the sake of this video. Yeah, maybe I wasn't technically alone, but I had a huge void in myself that I was trying to fill that I simply couldn't, because I wasn't being true to myself. And the moment I started being true to myself, that's when my life changed. You know, my life has been really good recently, and of course, like, it's not perfect. I still have shit days, I still have good days. But essentially, it's going into the direction I'm trusting. I know I'm supposed to go in. Well, I don't really know, but I'm gonna trust that gut feeling inside of me. And that's kind of the point of this video, is to make eye contact. I kind of went a little bit off topic, but the point of eye contact is, I used to walk around, like, in public, I've always had a very serious posture, you know, a very, like, focused posture. My eyes were always in one direction. I radiated, like, very certain, very, like, intense energy. And I used to think it was in my own head, like, I'm catching a lot of people stare at me. Because, you know, humans, everyone's looking around every day. You know, everyone's scanning, everyone's doing their own thing. But I could have sworn, like, I'm being serious. I don't know about you, but I could have sworn, I swear people are locking eyes with me, but because I'm so closed off, because I'm not open enough, I would keep my head down, focused in the direction I'm supposed to go in. I would make eye contact, and even if I did, it was for like less than a second. You know, I was very shy, I was very nervous. So recently, hear this, I don't know about you, but I decided, you know what, I'm not going to be awkward, I'm not going to be shy, I'm just going to try it. I'm going to test my hypothesis. So lately, every time I kind of felt or caught someone looking at me, it was like the funniest scenario that happened this week. You know, it was raining, I was in a rush to get to my study or my class because, you know, we had this practical session for physio or whatnot. And, you know, I kept my hand up to, like, block the rain out of my eye. And usually in situations like this, you know, I would just keep my head focused. I would ignore everyone around me. But I had my hand up. This girl, put their hand up as well. And in the past, I would used to ignore this and not even pay attention to what's around me, just in my direction. But this time, I let it caught my attention, and I was like, is this person, like, for real? Are they serious to what they're doing? And then I looked at them, and they were, like, waving. And then it was just hilarious. So I was laughing, I gave them a fist pump. I tested this hypothesis a couple of times. I was looking around, making a lot of eye contact with a lot of people. I was nodding. And before you think I'm weird, and like, I know this is normal human interaction, hear this for the sake of this video. It's not so much I had these, human moments, these funny human moments or whatever, but it was more something I realized. For the longest time in my life, the fact I wasn't making eye contact, I could have met so many cool people, I could have so many amazing interactions, I could have probably, not trying to like catastrophize things or make meaning out of something, but the point is I'm saying I could have ran into someone who could have potentially changed my life because I was being more open and allowing things to come to me rather than just trying to discipline or work my way through everything. And that mindset works for my goals, but I feel like another goal that people don't talk about in life is being open. A lot of things in life, and I feel like us as ambitious and disciplined people don't understand, is to live life and to have exactly what you want to the fullest experience. You can't just work your way out of it. Like, that works when you're improving yourself, that works when you're getting jacked, that works when you're studying to get a certain grade. That works with self-improvement, that works for a lot of very important things in life, and I would say the harder aspect of life. But when it comes to I guess the human part of life, that mindset wouldn't work. And I don't know if you can relate to that, but that's just something I wanted to say. I think a skill that we all need to get better at is learning how to be ourselves. If you're someone who naturally just looks and scans around, then you're missing out on a lot of opportunities and a lot of people because you're being closed off, kind of like me. This week, I made eye contact a few times, went out of my comfort zone. I realized a lot of people are looking in the same direction as me, and I could have potentially met some more cool and amazing people, and maybe that's like that for you. So one thing I want you to try this week is just make eye contact. And I don't mean be a creep and like stare at someone and try to get them to look at you. No, just when you're looking around, catch someone who's looking at you. It doesn't mean, I'm not guaranteeing anything could happen, but I'm saying if you just present yourself more open, actually hold eye contact, and just present yourself more to the world and allow things come to you, you'll be surprised on how many cool things can happen. And that is the part of life no one talks about. Social media distorts a lot of this shit, and I've learned the hard way. You can't believe social media because it can be a great way to learn things. Because everyone is so opinion-based, you can't really trust everything you see or hear. So you need to learn with discernment, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's all I want to say in this video. Make more eye contact, be more open. You never know what could happen. Just be the truest version of yourself, because that version of yourself is the best version of yourself. And that is probably the one thing you can actually be in this life. So anyway, I'm going to leave the video at that. My videos tonight are pretty long. I hope you could get something out of that, my friend. As always, I'll see you in the next one.